So to start with, if you're using the kit that I gave you, you already have a straw loom that's put together. If you're going to make this yourself, you need 3 straws and you'll just loop them together with a piece of tape at the end. Inside of your baggie, you've got a needle in here, so be careful when you pull it out that you don't lose it. Not be careful, it's not sharp, it's dull, but don't lose it. And then inside you've got some different colors of yarn, and there should be some cream colored yarn in there. 2 pieces of that, but pick whatever color you don't want to use on your bracelet. So I don't really want to use this cream color here, and I'm not really interested in using this white either. So pick the colors that you don't necessarily want to have on your weaving. And what this will make essentially is something that you could use as a bracelet or a bookmark. So we're going to start by threading the loom, and that is the very first step for us to take, is threading the loom. So you'll start by just feeding 1 piece of yarn through the straw. See, it's almost off the other side. And when it comes out the other side, pull it, but don't pull it all the way out. And then repeat that process until you have all 3 of your straws threaded. Let gravity help you. If it gets stuck, just kind of gently shake it. Okay. There's that one coming through. And then I'll use the white on this last one. Again, if it feels like it's getting stuck, just kind of wiggle it, shake it, it'll drop through. Okay, when it comes out, pull it. So I'm going to leave these like that. And this piece of white yarn that I have is way, way longer than the other pieces. So I am just going to trim that white piece so that it's the same length as the other ones. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the end here where my 3 pieces are even, and I am going to tie a knot with all 3, and I want to leave some space. So if I want to be able to use this as a bracelet, if you want to use it as a bookmark, you don't necessarily need to leave the space, but if I want this to be a bracelet, I'm going to leave some room for tying a knot onto my wrist. So I'm going to leave like this and come to the middle of it, grab all 3 at once, make the loop, push all 3 pieces through together, and tie them off like that. Now I've got plenty of room to tie that as a bracelet, and I'm just going to adjust this so that these are all the way, the knot is pressed up against the straws. Okay. Now we're ready for step 2. I'm going to take a small piece of tape and tape this down to our work surface so that it's not moving around. Now this part is totally up to you. I've got my extras just hanging off to the side. You need to pick what colors you want to use, so you don't need to use all the colors that are in your bag. I'm feeling very Smithfieldy, so I think I'm going to use this blue and purple together. So you're going to pick whichever color you want to start with. You're going to go to the first or the top straw. You're going to gently lift it up, and you are going to tie a knot around that straw. And I'm going to actually go ahead and slide that all the way up. This way. And so that that piece doesn't come loose, I'm going to tie it one more time just to make sure that it's not going to come undone. And since this part is quite long, I'm going to snip it close to the knot, but not right on the knot. Okay, from here, it is the same as weaving on anything else. Paper weaving, over, under, weaving with yarn, it's still over, under. So I am starting on top on this green straw, and the color doesn't matter, but it's the first one. Now I'm going to go under, I'll move that out of the way, and then over on the yellow. And then coming back, I'm going to wrap and come under my yellow. And on my way back, I'm going to go over the pink and under the green. Okay, I stopped on an under, so on my way back, we're just going to be going back and forth. On my way back, I'm going to come over the green, and then I'm going to go under the pink, and then over the yellow. Now I'm over the yellow. On my way back, I'm going to come under it. Then I'm going to go over the pink and under the green. And on the way back, I'm under, so I'm going to come back over the green, under the pink, and then over the yellow. And every so often, you're going to want to take your fingernails and squish and press that up. Okay, so it looked like I was going really far, but I really didn't cover that much distance because I needed to squish it up. So I'm going to continue with this blue for a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to switch your color out if you want to try to create a stripe. But I'm going to get a little bit of this over under done with this color, and then we'll use Movie Magic to switch colors. So I've completed a few more rows. You can see I've already squished it up, and now I'm going to tie a knot to tie off my blue. So I'm going to come back under here like this, and then I'm going to come through, pull, and then I can knot it one more time by coming through, underneath, and pulling it through, and then you just have to pull, 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 pull. You want to make sure you're getting that knot on the straw, okay? And I'm going to switch colors. So I was ending here. I'm going to tie a knot to start a new And that is all you have to do. If you want to switch colors, just tie off a knot and then keep going with the pattern that you had. So on my last pass, I was over on yellow and I was under on pink. So coming back, I'm going to go under yellow, over pink, and under green. And artists, that's how easy it is. If you want to switch your colors a lot, you can do that. If you get to the end of a piece of yarn and want to switch your color when you get to the end of a piece of yarn, you can also do that and tie a new color directly onto the end of the piece that you had. But again, you're just going to continue that pattern of over, under, and squishing to push it up every 3 or 4 times so that you can get your rows nice and neat. Keep going, and I'm going to go on mine as well. Okay, when you get close to the end of your straw, you can keep going, but I'm going to stop right here because I think that will cover most of my wrist. You are going to do one final tie off where you're going to come around the straw and then go through the loop that you've made. You can tuck it under one more time. Okay, so after you have done that, you are going to remove the tape. And you're going to remove the tape at the end of your straw. And if you're like me and your fingernails are a little short, that might take you a minute to just kind of pick at that to pull it. You'll unwrap it. Okay, so now the tape is off and we have tied off the string that we were using. So next we are going to slide our work off of the loom, and we're going to start in the opposite direction of where we have these knots. So we're going to come off this way. So you're going to start to push it all together. In little sections. And then once you've gotten a good section out, you'll be able to kind of pull and tug that straw out. So pull your straws all the way off. Okay. And now that it's off of your straw loom, you are going to come to this side that's loose and you're going to make a double knot at the end, just like you have here. So you're going to take all of your pieces, loop them around, pull them through, and then you're going to want to pinch close to the end of your weaving and pull and slide that knot so it comes down right where that weaving ends. Okay, so this is quite long right now. Depending on the size of your wrist and what you want to use this for, if you wanted it to be a necklace, you could use the longer parts to connect there, but I want this to be able to tie around my wrist, so I'm just going to trim off enough that I can wear it as a bracelet. You could make it into a bookmark. You can even, if this is something you enjoy doing, you can make them wider by using more straws. But at the end, you've got a woven bracelet that you can tie onto your wrist, or you could use it as a bookmark. And all these little parts where I tied off and changed my thread color, well, I'm just going to snip those very close to the knot, but not, I don't want to cut the knot off. That way that they don't stick out and irritate me while I'm wearing this. But that is how you make a straw weaving. Have fun with this, and if you've got more yarn, you now know how to make your straw loom and keep weaving on a straw loom. Have fun.